I'm back with another topic. It's just this one right here just popped up on my feed, so let me talk about it. Um, VCBC, which is called the boat on the Hunts Point in the Bronx, is shutting down. It housed 800 inmates, people that's basically fighting their case, basically in and out, going back and forth to their court case. They innocent to proven guilty, so that housed them there. They've been there since 1992, which is basically the new jail that replaced the Bronx house that was had a lot of species in it. They opened that up over there over there by Hunts Point and Spofford. If you know the Bronx, you know the Bronx is a floating jail. Um, the amount of conditions and the amount of stuff that was going on that boat is outrageous. Health care, lack of water, lack of any and everything that was upon that boat, that floating jail was horrific and dangerous for inmates and personnel. Sad, no education, no nothing, no nothing. You just did. You just did. The stabbings and the cuttings and the slicings and the back and forth of drug use on that place, man, was horrifying, very horrifying. The conditions of those that was on that boat, they know it. Get in my comments if you was ever convicted, supposedly wrongfully convicted of a crime, or you did a crime and you was on that boat and you was fighting your case, going back and forth to court. A lot of people they love that boat. A lot of people. Let me tell you something. A lot of guys that was on, a lot of people that was locked up, that was on that boat. They was happy to be on that boat. They like, yo, I ain't going to Rikers Island. I'm stay right here on that boat. What I'm saying, I'm liking the boat, man. If you have had high classification, you was going on that boat. But if you have low classification and stuff like that, you was permit to stay on that boat. If your classification was very high, meaning that you've been in and out of jail, you've been stabbing, you've been cuttings, you probably was gonna be staying on that boat for like maybe like a week or two tops. Other than that, you was going straight to Rikers Island. You going straight to the Beacon. You was going straight to the Beacon, because the Beacon was considered the Beacon was considered the max of Rikers Island, right? Because they shut down HDM, so the Beacon replaced it HDM basically on Rikers Island. Just to give you a little history, people that know, they know. But um, the reason why they shutting down that boat is because they got plans. Basically, they got plans for other things. You know, they're gonna demolish that boat, or they're probably gonna turn it to something else, or maybe a private developer bought the boat. Who knows? But definitely, they building new state of the art prisons, new state of the art jails. That's going to be in the Bronx, because the Bronx is out of control with the violence, with the shooting, with the guns and everything else that's going on in the Bronx. The Bronx is leading the focus on shooting and killing people and murdering people and robbing people. All crimes is focused in the Bronx, which has lack of the tools that they need for the people to get ahead in life, man. The food crisis over there, the education crisis over there, everything is very low. It's very low in the Bronx. As building housing for the Bronx for low income and housing, but they changing that narrative. You got to have a certain credit score in order to get into those housing projects. So they moving you out of there, and it's a fluctuation over there. They building up the Bronx, man. They got actually they building over there the Metro North. Is it going to be a Metro North that's coming in and out of there. So that's telling you in the future that the Bronx is going to change. They're going to weed out everybody that's over there. The Bronx is going to be like the new frontier of everything. It's going to be in the Bronx. About maybe 10, maybe I'm gonna say anywhere from 10 to 20 years from now, the Bronx is not going to be the Bronx. It's going to be the state of art. Everybody going to be coming over to the Bronx, trying to live in the Bronx. As I see, they put in Metro North right over there by Tremont over there by Prospect. They building something over there, man. So they building. They listen. A lot of things is going down, man. That we not paying attention to. We not paying attention to. And if you're not going to pay attention to, you're going to be lost. You're going to be lost. This is time to activate what's inside of you, and what should be inside of you is survival. At the end of the day, you should be trying to survive right now because the future, what is coming in the future is serious, man. It's big things being moved and in motion, and if you don't have your stuff together, you're going to be left behind. So this is a clear warning that they are in steps to destroy people, and it's not meant for you or I or those that's doing a life of crime, of fighting over crumbs, killing each other, self-murdering each other. You know what I'm saying? Genocide and all this other stuff. That's war that's plagued upon us. You know, they're doing it to each other. So they're gonna weed you out, lock you up for the rest of your life, and then everything is gonna change. By the time you come home, you're gonna be an old man, and you're gonna be on your deathbed dying, man. So these things is very, very very, very important to look at, man. And I want you to look at this from a point of view of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. If you don't take heed right now, you're gonna be lost. I may not be here this video, and I'm telling you, this is a warning. This is a warning. They building new improved jails in the Bronx. They're gonna build a big stadium where they're gonna house. It's gonna be the new Bronx House of Jail because they got big plans, man. They got big plans. You know, um, the it's going crime is big money, man. You know, each person that do a crime, commit a crime, each day that you stay in there for the whole year, they get 80,000 off you to house you in the bed. They get $80,000. So does it pay for you to do crime? No, it doesn't pay for you to crime. It pays for you to get a job because you could be out here making 80,000, 100,000 a grand while working on a job. So you'd rather do crime, and you'd rather shoot and kill somebody and doing all that other stuff and becoming somebody else bad. So if I invest inside a prison or inside this new jail, I'm putting all the money up, you know, I'm gonna have around maybe like 10 slaves. Yeah, they slaves. You're gonna be in there working, you're gonna be in there programming. Yes. I want my money back. I'm investing in this jail. I'm investing in crime. So I need guns and drugs. I need all this stuff to be pumped in these neighborhoods because I need to get my money back secretly. And this is what's going on, man. This is what's going on. If you want to become somebody bad, you want to do crime, you want to do these things and get 80 grand to house you in prison for 10 years, 15 years, so be it, man. And this is the trickery that we are looking at. They destroying the boat, they knocking the boat off. Somebody's gonna bed probably on that spot or on that boat, and they're gonna replace that boat, that floating love boat, right, with another state of art jail. They building it up right now in the Bronx. They building it right up. So you don't know that. The more you do these crimes, you dumb, deaf, and blind by using drugs and alcohol, and by using all these things, you plague with it. You don't know what's going on because you a shooter. You active. I'm having motion movement out here. I'm chasing the bag, but it's a trap for you. Once you do these acts, these new jails and new laws is just for you. I know. Say that you don't care. That's fine. That's cool. But this is waiting for you. This is waiting for you, man. You becoming somebody else bad. While you could be out here getting your own 80,000 a year instead of becoming somebody else back 80,000 a year. Yeah, they're gonna get 80,000 because they're gonna invest in these prisons. They're gonna invest in it. They're gonna invest into these prisons, man. It'd probably be a holding pen. It'd probably be straight orientation when you first go in. They're gonna give you beds and sheets and all this other stuff. It's gonna be just like that. Man, get ahead with the green cups and all this other stuff. I remember a lot of people didn't want to go to Rikers Island. They wanted to stay on that boat. because Bacazala was off the hook. A lot of people was praying that they didn't go there. If you had high classification, you was going to Bacazala. If you had low classification, you was staying on the love boat. You was staying there. You was staying there, going on, going to the yard going to the yard in the cages and all this other stuff. A lot of slicing was going on, cutting up. A lot of things was going on that boat, man. So it's a good victory that they were moving it, but it's bad in the sense that they're going to build a new facility to house inmates, basically. And this is what's going on. This is what's going on. So we have to look at this as a point of view of encouraging each other right now. Right now, a lot of things are going on. This is what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of things are going on for the future. You have to be active right now. You have to take control right now where all this stuff is going on. Be a part of it. Be a part of it. Change your ways and actions. You and your crew. You and your crew. Tell them. Change it. This is the time where you can get it back. You can open up a business. You can do this. You can do these certain things that have motion and movement while things are moving and progressing. Because all of these things that's going on, all these developments is going on, all these jails are being taken out, they're being replaced. They open up the Metro North. All this is 10 years and 20 years from now, everything's going to be changing everywhere, especially in the Bronx. That's going to be the new center of everything. I'm telling you. That's what they putting everybody at. Everybody's located there. Everybody come there. Go there, the housing, especially for PATH, for women that have children. They go to PATH. It's in the Bronx. I don't care where you at, Staten Island, anywhere. You have to go through PATH. That's where you gotta go. For housing and stuff like that, for homelessness. You gotta go there. Everything goes straight through there, man. Everything goes straight through there. So these are the things that is going on. And they're also going to give some programs and stuff like that because they are the ones that's procreating the violence and the guns and the drugs. You know what I'm saying? So they got to give back in that way. They got to reprogram you back out in society after 10 years or 15 or 25 years that you have gave them, right? Basically becoming somebody back. Every year they get 80 grand for you sitting in prison. They get 80 grand off you. So if you don't know now, you know. So it's a big win that they get rid of this boat, this floating jail, right? Which came about because they closed down the Bronx house and closed down Sparfin and all this other stuff, you know. So now they got this right here. Now they're closing it down. So now all these people was going to Rikers Island and stuff like that. They said there's um 500 inmates that's there right now. That's on the boat. It normally carry 800. But every year that it used to stay crowded. They was moving them in like cattle, moving them in out like cattle coming in the bed, replacing the bed, replacing the bed. So every year that you there, that you house right there, it's 80 grand off your head. 80 grand off your head. So, you know, don't get caught up in the process. This is the process, man. Play chess, not checkers. So these are moves are being made that depend on your future and your move. And so you make the wrong move, the results are you're going to be in jail for the rest of your life, or you're going to become an organ donor, or somebody going to murder you, and you're going to be laid out with the sheet over you with a bullet inside your head. This is actually true fact that's going on, and which was being quoted, procreated in outside our community. So in a way, I'm happy that this boat is going away, and this is to bring knowledge and wisdom, understanding to all of my subscribers and fans. I love all of you. This is to bring awareness that we don't get trapped in this criminal justice system, which is the demise. Some people, I'm gonna keep it real with you, they're gonna get caught up in it. They're gonna get caught up in it because they're not gonna listen to this. They're gonna be like, man, forget that. I'm a shooter. I ain't going to school, man. There's more money to be made over here, man. They're gonna continue on the generational curse. They're gonna continue on holding down these blocks where they be known for shooting and killing people. So that's what they're gonna represent. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to become somebody bad, and that's an actual true fact. So it doesn't matter whether we talk about it or not. This is going to happen in the future because it's going to be more procreated. It's going to be procreated. So whoever get caught up in this, that's on you. I'm telling you right now. I'm warning you. This is the actual true facts. Do not fall into this. Do not fall into this trap. Stop it while you are here right now. Please like and share. Get this information out. Get it out. So that's all I gotta say, yo. Peace, yo. Peace.